Hello, I'm Coach Lance Meyer of Ministries, a partner ministry with the City for God, and we're in the studio today touching up those last details on a portrait. So you can see it's mostly complete. In fact, you could even say, well, it's complete. But going to go back in and just touch up a few things and see if we can't get just a little more likeness and just maybe touch up a few things that I'm just not liking. So that's the struggle as an artist always. So I'm just going to start by really grabbing some of those dark areas and getting them even more dark and more prominent. And then we're going to just mess a little bit with the flesh tone a little bit. Sometimes it takes multiple times to look very closely to get the exact angles and some of the subtleties. And I tend to work pretty quickly, so generally speaking, this may not be the case here now. So we are going to delve into some details here. I'm just mixing up a pretty dark, just grabbing a blue and throwing some browns and maybe a little red in there, a little orange. See, I'm real particular about that, but so I got the blue. Yeah, here I'm getting a real nice dark. There we go. Okay. So one of the things I'm looking at is this line right here. It's not quite, I've got her kind of just going out just a little bit too much there. And so I'm just going to mess with that a little bit. I'm going to really look carefully at this angle right here as well. And it's pretty dark, obviously, in the picture. Photograph is a good reference, but maybe it doesn't always tell all the information that you need. I'm just working on this line right here, trying to create that curvature coming in there, and then it's just a little bit, this line needs to come a little bit more straight down. And you really need to be careful here. I'm going to kind of brace a little bit of this. There we go. Okay, that alone I think will help just a little bit. Good line there. This is good. Just going to touch up this line as well. It's not bad. Yeah, this comes in just a little more and down. And then the angle's out this way. Okay, I think that will help just a little bit. And then I need to check this over here as well. There we go. Bring that hair down this way. Trying to leave a little bit of light coming in this way and darker toward her face. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Gonna grab a little smaller brush here to get a few more of the details. So I'm gonna especially work around her nose a little bit. So I'm gonna start with more of that reddish color. Got a little manganese there. Okay. All right. I'm just going to touch this up just a little bit. Oh, it's not bad. Okay, that's good. And then just a little bit here. Throw just a little blue in there, but mostly red. Okay, that's pretty good. Trying to get this. I just kind of feel like the nose is just not quite coming together the way I'd hoped. So I'm just going to play with that just a little bit. I got a nice little dark right there. And that kind of comes up a little bit. That might help a little bit there. Okay. Part of it, I think, is just these lines are very subtle, and I kind of have made them very distinctive. And that might help just a little bit, kind of subtle that out. And it kind of comes in. Yeah, right in there. Just kind of look at that. There you go. Okay, y'all, it's not making big changes here, just a couple little subtle things. This eye, I believe, is a little bit smaller than I made it. Going to just bring that flesh tone a little more this way. And I think that alone will help a little bit. I did kind of capture that dark right there. That's correct. And it's a little lighter in here, although that's a little bigger actually than I made it. So pull that back a little bit. Okay. It's just little subtle things here I'm noticing. This light is a little bit right there. Right there. Okay. All right, I know what it is. This line here is a little sharper. Okay, and then it's actually light above it. So grab a little paper towel. Okay, that's pretty good. This is pretty light right there. I'm just going to lighten that spot. Up into here. Just basically looking where those lights and darks are. I'm trying to just get it a little more subtle. It seems to be a little, at times, too abrupt in my lines. And I think I'm just going to do one last thing, which is a little, there's some risk in doing this, but I'm going to give it a shot. And that is just grab a little bit of my kind of pink color here and just spray that on there kind of deep one time. There we go. Okay, now what I'll have to do is tap off any areas that pink should not be, like right there in the eyes. There might be a little bit, but not too much. And maybe spread it out a little bit. but I kind of like what that did. Okay, again, these were all very subtle things, and yet seems like I spend more time on these little subtleties than doing the whole rest of the painting. But I don't know, it's coming together, I guess. All right. It's Monique Stewart, who was killed by a driver driving at excessive speeds. She had a 8-year-old baby, or 8-month-year-old, who was killed in the crash as well. So heart is heavy, just thinking about Monique, and she was one of my students, and yeah, will always have a special place in my heart. So God bless you today.